What if I told you that the exercise advice you've been diligently following for years, believing it's your key to healthy aging, might actually be holding you back? That daily walk, so often recommended by doctors, is a fantastic start. But for many of us over 60, it's dangerously incomplete. What if there are just 5 specific, targeted exercises that are scientifically proven to be better than walking alone? Not just slightly better, but dramatically superior for preventing falls, building strength, and extending your healthy, independent years? A groundbreaking 2024 study from the University of Copenhagen, following 8,000 adults over 60 for 5 years, made a shocking discovery. Those who replaced traditional walking routines with these 5 specific exercises reduced their risk of falls by 73% and nearly doubled their strength by an astounding 89%. They achieved these superior results while spending 40% less time exercising than the walking group. Blood pressure improved 31% more, joint pain decreased by 67%, and bone density increased rather than just maintaining. This isn't just theory. It's surgeon-approved science for a longer, stronger life. Today, we are going to reveal these 5 essential exercises you need to stay strong and steady. We'll dive deep into the cutting-edge science of why they work, guide you step by step on how to perform each one safely, and show you exactly how to future-proof your body and keep moving like you're 40 again. The critical gap. Why walking isn't enough anymore. Before we unveil these transformative exercises, it's vital to understand why the advice to just keep walking is, for many, no longer sufficient after 60. Walking is certainly beneficial. It improves cardiovascular health and keeps you active. But it has 3 critical limitations that these 5 exercises directly address. Firstly, walking is predominantly a sagittal plane movement. This means you move primarily forwards and backwards. Your body becomes incredibly efficient at this one plane of motion. However, how often do falls happen when you're walking perfectly straight down a hallway? The most dangerous falls, those that lead to fractures and loss of independence, happen when you're caught off guard, stepping sideways, turning quickly, reaching for something, or navigating uneven terrain. These actions require strength and stability in multiple planes of motion, especially the frontal, side to side, and transverse, rotational planes. Walking alone does very little to train these crucial lateral and rotational stabilizers in your hips, core, and ankles. It leaves a significant vulnerability in your daily life. Secondly, walking lacks sufficient progressive resistance to build significant muscle mass. While it uses your leg muscles, the intensity is often not enough to challenge them for growth, especially as we age. After 60, our bodies experience anabolic resistance, meaning we need a higher stimulus to trigger muscle protein synthesis. Without targeted resistance training, you're fighting a losing battle against sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass. Losing this muscle impacts your strength, your metabolism, and dramatically increases your risk of falls. These 5 exercises are chosen specifically because they provide that crucial resistance and stimulus for growth, often using just your body weight. And thirdly, walking largely neglects your upper body and core strength. While it's fantastic for your legs, a typical walk doesn't do much for your chest, shoulders, arms, or the deep stabilizing muscles of your core. Yet these muscles are vital for everyday independence. Pushing yourself up from a low chair, carrying groceries, reaching overhead, or, critically, pushing yourself back up if you ever do fall. These exercises offer a holistic solution, training your entire body to work as a cohesive, resilient unit, far beyond what walking can achieve alone. The 5 exercises that outperform walking. Please ensure you have a sturdy chair or a clear wall nearby for support. Perform all movements slowly and with control. Listen to your body and never push into sharp pain. Exercise number 1. Wall push-ups with a hold. Upper body resilience and fall prevention. We begin with an exercise that might seem too simple to be revolutionary. but the science tells a completely different story. Wall push-ups with a hold are a powerhouse for building upper body strength, improving posture, and dramatically boosting your reaction time, a critical factor in fall prevention. After age 60, we face a significant loss of upper body strength, impacting everything from carrying groceries to catching yourself during a stumble. This exercise directly targets functional strength patterns, the exact pushing movements you use dozens of times daily. Research from the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that adults over 60 who performed wall push-ups with holds for just 8 weeks increased their upper body strength by 34% more than those doing traditional exercises. Even more remarkably, their reaction time improved by 23%. This improvement is crucial. If you trip, your body's first response is to quickly put out your hands to break the fall. Stronger arms and faster reaction times can mean the difference between a minor stumble and a devastating fracture. The hold at the bottom of the movement is key. It creates time under tension, which research shows is far more effective for building strength after 60 than rapid repetitions. It also enhances proprioception, your body's ability to sense its position in space, which deteriorates with age and is a primary reason for falls. Here's how to perform it correctly. Stand about an arm's length from a sturdy wall. Place your palms flat against the wall at shoulder height and width. Your feet should be together or slightly apart. The descent, 2 seconds. Slowly bend your elbows, leaning your body forward towards the wall until your nose almost touches it. The hold, 3 to 5 seconds. Hold this position, feeling the engagement in your chest, shoulders, arms, and core. The ascent, 2 seconds. Slowly push back to the starting position. Sets and reps. Start with 5 repetitions and gradually work up to 15. Progression. To make it harder, step your feet further back from the wall. To make it easier, move closer. Engagement. Trigger. In the comments below, tell us what daily task you'd feel more confident doing with stronger upper body strength. Exercise number 2, seated leg lifts with resistance, dynamic independence and walking speed. This exercise might seem too easy to be transformative, but don't be fooled. Seated leg lifts with resistance are a direct assault on muscle imbalances and a powerful booster for your walking speed, a vital sign of overall health. A 2024 study published in the Archives of Physical Medicine found that older adults who performed seated leg lifts with added resistance improved their walking speed by 28% and stair climbing ability by 45%. Doctors call walking speed the 6th vital sign because it's such a reliable predictor of longevity and overall health. This exercise works by unilaterally training your hip flexors and quadriceps, while engaging your core for stability. By working one leg at a time, you directly address muscle imbalances that naturally develop as we age. These muscles are crucial for every step you take, for lifting your foot to clear obstacles, and for climbing stairs. Traditional walking doesn't strengthen them effectively enough to combat age-related decline. The added resistance is what stimulates continuous adaptation and growth. Studies show that muscles and bones respond to progressive overload at any age, debunking the myth that you can't build strength after 60. In fact, older adults often show more dramatic improvements than younger people because they're starting from a lower baseline. Here's how to do it properly. Sit in a sturdy chair with your back straight and pressed firmly against the backrest. Your feet should be flat on the floor. If you're just starting, you won't need equipment. As you progress, add ankle weights, 1-2 lbs, or loop a resistance band around your ankles. Slowly lift your right leg straight out in front of you, keeping your knee as straight as comfortable. The goal is to lift until your leg is parallel to the floor. Hold this position for 2 seconds, feeling the contraction in your thigh. Slowly lower your leg back down without letting your foot touch the floor. That's 1 rep. Perform 10 to 15 repetitions on one leg, then switch to the other. Aim for 2 to 3 sets. Progression. Gradually add resistance, ankle weights or resistance bands, every 2 weeks. Engagement trigger. What activity would you love to do more easily if your legs felt stronger? Share in the comments. Exercise number 3, standing heel, raises with balance challenge, calf power and brain-body connection. This seemingly simple exercise addresses one of the most overlooked aspects of healthy aging: your calf muscles and ankle stability. A landmark study from the National Institute on Aging in 2023 revealed that calf strength was the single best predictor of whether someone over 60 would maintain independence in the next decade. Participants with strong calves were 71% less likely to require assisted living and had 64% fewer falls resulting in injury. Your calf muscles act as your body's peripheral heart, pumping blood back up from your legs. Weak calves mean poor circulation, increased swelling, and a higher risk of blood clots. But the real magic here is the balance challenge. At the top of the movement, you challenge your vestibular system, inner ear balance mechanism, by balancing for 3 seconds while looking straight ahead, not down at your feet. This trains your brain and muscles to work together, creating new neural pathways that enhance coordination. MRI studies have shown that this type of balance training actually increases gray matter in the brain regions responsible for spatial awareness and movement control. This exercise directly strengthens the muscles and tendons involved in recovering from a stumble. If you trip, your body's first response is to push off strongly with your toes to regain balance. Weak calves mean you can't generate enough force to catch yourself. MRI studies have shown that this type of balance training actually increases gray matter in the brain regions responsible for spatial awareness and movement control. This exercise directly strengthens the muscles and tendons involved in recovering from a stumble. If you trip, your body's first response is to push off strongly with your toes to regain balance. Weak calves mean you can't generate enough force to catch yourself. Here's how to do it. Stand behind a sturdy chair, lightly touching the back for balance if needed. Rise up onto your toes as high as possible, really pushing through the balls of your feet. The challenge, 3 seconds. At the top, try to balance for 3 seconds while looking straight ahead. The descent, 3 seconds. Slowly lower back down, taking a full 3 seconds to descend. This eccentric phase is where most of the strength building occurs. Perform 10 repetitions. Work up to 25. Once you can do 25 with good form while barely touching the chair, progress to doing them on 1 foot at a time. Progression. Perform heel raises at different speeds on different days. Exercise number 4. Modified squats to chair, the independence test and brain rewirer. Our runner-up position goes to modified squats to a chair. Before you worry about your knees, let me share some game-changing research. A 2024 meta-analysis of 42 studies involving over 15,000 participants found that modified chair squats were not only safe for people with knee issues, but actually reduced knee pain by 58% when performed correctly. This exercise earned a top spot because it works more muscles simultaneously than almost any other movement. Your glutes, quadriceps, hamstrings, core, and even your back muscles, all working in concert. The sit-to-stand movement is something you do dozens of times daily, and it's often the first ability people lose as they age. Once you can't get up from a chair without help, your world suddenly becomes much smaller. Studies show that adults who can't perform a sit-to-stand test without using their arms have a mortality rate 3 times higher over the next 5 years. That's how fundamental this movement is to your overall health and independence. Functional MRI scans showed increased activation in the motor cortex, the brain region that controls movement. The exercise was literally rewiring their brains for better movement patterns. Here's how to perform it properly. Start with a sturdy chair that puts your knees at about 90 degrees when seated. Stand in front of it with your feet hip-width apart and toes pointing slightly outward. This foot position is crucial as it aligns with your natural hip anatomy and reduces knee stress. Cross your arms over your chest or extend them forward for balance. The descent, 3 seconds. Slowly lower yourself toward the chair by pushing your hips back first, like you're trying to close a car door with your butt. This hip hinge pattern is essential as it engages your powerful glute muscles rather than overloading your knees. Lightly touch the chair with your butt, but don't fully sit or relax your muscles. This ensures you maintain muscle tension. The ascent, 2 seconds. Immediately reverse direction and stand back up, pushing through your heels and squeezing your glutes as you rise. Start with 5 to 8 repetitions and gradually work up to 15 to 20. Progression strategy, research-backed. For the first 2 weeks, use a standard height chair. Once you can do 15 reps with good form, switch to a slightly lower surface like a coffee table. Eventually, you might progress to not using a chair at all, just squatting to where a chair would be. Some participants in studies have even progressed to holding light weights while doing their squats. Exercise number 5, bird dog. Hold progressions, the brain and core revolution. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The number 1 spot goes to bird dog hold progressions, an exercise that is truly revolutionizing how we think about fitness after 60. This is the movement I teased at the beginning, the one that increased lifespan markers by 42% in Harvard's research. The bird dog might look unusual, but it's the only exercise that simultaneously addresses every major concern of aging: core stability, balance, cognitive function, back health, and even bone density. A 2024 study in the Journal of Gerontology called it the single most effective exercise for healthy aging, and the numbers back this up completely. The bird dog position requires you to balance on an opposite arm and leg while maintaining a neutral spine. This diagonal pattern mirrors how your body naturally works when you walk or perform any functional movement. Maintaining this position activates cross-lateral neural firing. Your brain has to coordinate between its left and right hemispheres to maintain balance and position. This bilateral brain activation has been shown to improve cognitive function, memory, and even reduce dementia risk by 31%. Researchers used advanced brain imaging to watch what happens. It activates more diverse brain regions simultaneously than any other single exercise they tested, actually increasing brain volume in these regions. Here's how to perform it correctly. Get on your hands and knees on a comfortable surface like a yoga mat. Your hands should be directly under your shoulders and knees under your hips. Keep your spine in a neutral position, not arched or rounded. Slowly lift your right arm straight forward while simultaneously lifting your left leg straight back. The goal is to create one straight line from your fingertips to your toes. The hold, 5 seconds initially. Hold this position, focusing on keeping your hips level and not rotating your body. Breathe slowly and deeply through your nose. This activates your deep core stabilizers and improves oxygen delivery to working muscles. Lower slowly and with control, then repeat on the opposite side. Progression system, research-backed for max benefits. Weeks 1-2, hold for 5 seconds per side, 5 repetitions. Weeks 3-4, increase the hold to 10 seconds per side, 8 repetitions. Weeks 5-6, add a subtle pulse movement where you lift your extended arm and leg up an extra inch, then back to parallel, while maintaining the hold. This pulse activates more muscle fibers and challenges stability further. Weeks 7-8. Try closing your eyes during the hold. This removes visual balance cues and forces your proprioceptive system to work harder. Advanced tip: irradiation. Focus on pushing your extended hand forward and your extended foot backward as if trying to make yourself longer. This creates irradiation, where tension spreads throughout your body, activating more muscle fibers and creating stronger neural connections, increasing strength gains by up to 40%. The bigger picture: why these 5 exercises trump walking alone. The total time investment for all 5 exercises is about 20 to 25 minutes, 3 to 4 times per week. Compare that to the hour-long walks often recommended, and you're looking at less than half the time commitment for dramatically superior results. The Copenhagen study found participants doing these targeted exercises spent an average of 75 minutes per week, exercising compared to 180 minutes for the walking group. Yet every single health marker was better in the targeted exercise group. The research consistently shows that it's never too late to start, with studies including participants well into their 90s who still showed significant improvements. Your body maintains its ability to adapt and grow stronger throughout your entire life. It just needs the right stimulus, and these 5 exercises provide exactly that. So, start today. Pick just one of these exercises and do it right after this video. Tomorrow, try the second. By the end of the week, you'll have all 5 in your routine. Your future self will thank you. If you want more simple, science-backed exercises to stay strong after 60, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. And share this with someone who needs to hear it. Because the truth is, you don't stop moving because you get old. You get old because you stop moving. Now, let's make a commitment. In the comments below, type, "I am ready," if you are ready to start building your stronger future today. Your declaration will inspire everyone.